Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Hope you are doing great. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please go ahead and subscribe. I have created bunch of playlists to cover various categories of the problems such as stacks, queues, linked list, dynamic programming, breadth first search, depth first search, and so on. You will be able to find the links for all the playlists in the description below. Also, the description below contains the code link for the GitHub repository for this particular problem. Let's jump into today's problem. Check if a string contains all binary codes of size k. Given a binary string s, right, and an integer k, return true if all binary codes of length k is a substring of s. Otherwise, return false, right? So the problem description is we are given with a string s and a length k, right? So the string is a binary string. So binary means it will have 0 and 1, right? That's it. So the string will have only zeros and ones, nothing else. And an integer k that we are given with. So we have to see if all binary codes of the length k is a substring of s, right? So return true if all binary codes of length k is a substring of s. Otherwise, we will have to return false. That's what is the question is. So let's try to understand a bit what is the binary code of length k, right? So if you have length k, right, let's say k is equal to 3. So how many possible codes are there, right, of 3? So length should be 3. Let's put all of them or at least some of them to start with, right? So length 3 means 0, 0, 0. This is a binary code, right? All of them have zeros, and if we go with this, right, it's binary is still 1, 1, 0 and 1, 1, 1, right? So likewise, several possible codes are there for k is equal to 3, right? So if we say k is equal to 5, right, 1, 0, 1, 0, right, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, right, 1, 1, right? So they're all different binary codes of k is equal to 5, right? So but how many possible codes are there? That's the question, right? So given you have length k, how many possible binary codes are there? So at each position, when we are saying length k, right, let me put placeholder, right, 1, 2, 3, right? You have 3 placeholders. So how many possible options are there for here for the binary? 2 options, right? So it can be 0 or 1, and this can also be 0 or 1, and this can also be 0 or 1. So totally how many possible codes it's possible? 2 into 2 into 2. That means 2 power 3, right? 2 power 3. So that many possible codes are there when k is equal to 3. When k is equal to 5, let's put again, right, 5 placeholders. So 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. So that will be 2 power 5. So we can say 2 power k, right? 2 power k binary codes are possible for size k, right? So we are given with a binary string. We need to search if all these k binary strings are there in that particular string at any position, right? It doesn't matter. So let's go ahead and look into the example 1, right? So k is equal to 2. So when k is equal to 2, how many possible codes are there? 2 power k, right? When k is equal to 2, 4 codes are there, right? 4 codes, right? That means 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. These are the 4 codes, right? So given this is a string, right? That is a string. So do we have a 0, 0 as a substring here? Yes, it is there. Do you have 0, 1? Yes, there are like multiple places. Yes. Do you have 1, 0? Yes, multiple places. Do you have 1, 1? Yes, multiple places. So all these codes are available in this particular binary string. That means what we are saying is we are generating all those 4 codes, or how many? The 2 power k codes, we'll say, not 4 codes actually. Let's say 2 power k codes, right? We are generating and see if all those are present in that particular given binary string, right? So that's one thing. So that's one approach. So you generate the 2 power k binary strings and check whether those binary strings are present in that particular string or not. So what we would do is, so let's say this is binary code, right? So we said this is S, so we generated a binary code, we'll call C. So what we'll say is S dot substring of or index of, we'll say, right? So index of, right? So do you have BC, binary code, right? Do you have a BC? The binary code could be any of these, right? So if so, if all these are present, then we are good. If any of them is not present, we would return false, right? That's what it is. True if all binary codes of length k, right? Not just one, right? If all of them are present, then only we will return true. But if some of them is missing, we will not return true, right? So for example, this case, not this case actually, it has 0, k is equal to 1. So this one, 0, 1, 1, 0, k is equal to 2, right? So 0, 1, 1, 0, let 0, 0 itself is missing here, right? In this case, so we will just return false then and there itself, right? So likewise, so return false for return true, right? For those things. This way we are doing. So this is one approach. So what's happening is on the LeetCode platform, this particular way of doing for some languages, it is giving you the time limit exceeded. Basically, you are going through all these 2 power k codes and trying to see if that is a substring or not. So for each code, you might have to spend almost order of n time, right? So that's what it is taking. So the time complexity for this particular algorithm will become, if there are 2 power k codes, right? So let's say 2 power k codes, right? 2 power k codes, and each code is of length k, right? So the total time complexity is taken equal to, let's say n is the length of the string, so n, right? So this is the time complexity that is becoming, right? So n into 2 power k. So you are verifying all those characters until it matches, right? So that's the kind of complexity that we get. So let's go ahead and look into the code for this particular algorithm, and then we will do a better algorithm, right? So we will do a better algorithm, right? So what we are doing is AND is math 2 power k. So we will start with 0 anyway, right? So it doesn't matter what is the length of k, you have to start with 0, right? And then the maximum element will be 2 power k, right? That's what we said. So for a given k, the number of possible distinct binary codes possible are 2 power k, right? So math.power 2 power k. So that's what it is. We will start with 0 and we'll go on till end, and we'll try to convert that string to a binary string. So this is a way that we can convert. But since we are saying if you convert 0 to binary, right, it's going to give just 0. If you convert 1 to binary, it's going to just give 1. That means single digit. But what if k is 10, right? You need to prepend all those many zeros for that particular thing which doesn't have enough characters, right? So that is what is taken care with this. If the string dot length is less than k, we are going to prepend that many zeros, k minus string length, we are going to prepend. So now we will check if that string is occurring or not. If that string is not occurring, we will just return false then and there. But if that string occurring, we will go further, and at the end of this for loop we are returning true. That means we are able to verify all the codes until 0 to 2 power k, right? So this is what is a regular way of doing it. You generate all of them and see if all those codes are part of your binary string. So this is one way of doing it, right? So the complexity for this will be, as we said, we are going through the 2 power k, right? So 2 power k into, so we are trying to find the index of, right? So that index of is an order of n operation, right? So when s is of length n, index of is order of n operation. That means n into 2 power k. So that's what we said as the time complexity for this particular algorithm, right? Time complexity is order of n into 2 power k. So although space complexity is, how are we using any space here in this particular case? Yes, we are using a prefix space, but this since we are overriding, right? So the prefix space will be equal to k. So the what is the space? We will say k. That's it. Even though the k being reused 2 power k times, right? We will just say it will be k, right? The time and space complexity is like this. So now we don't want to really generate all these combinations to reduce the time complexity, right? So if you want to say, okay, I want a better time. So what is the time that you are spending really here is generating all these substrings, right? So you're trying to generate and see if it is a substring. So this is one check and this is one check. So instead we will try to do in a reverse way. What is that reverse way? In the given string s, right? Just get all the strings of length k, right? So get all the strings of length k and see if you are able to have 2 power k distinct strings. So that means you are given with, let me take that example of this one, right? And this is the example 1, right? So k is equal to 2. So now what we are saying is just get all the substrings with k is equal to 2, right? So first substring is 0 0 0 1 1 1 1 0 0 1 1 1 1 0. So these many substrings are there, right? 0 0 0 1 1 1 1 0 0 1 1 1 and 1 0. So these many substrings are there. So put them in a hash table. Put into hash table, right? So how many distinct are there once you put into hash table? 0 0 is there, 0 1 0 1 is there 2 times, remove that. 1 0 is also there 2 times, 1 1 is also there 2 times. So how many possible substrings are there now? The distinct 4, right? So 4. When what is k? K is equal to 2. So when k is equal to 2, how many possible substrings are there? 2 power k, right? What is 2 power k? Is equal to 4. So when the number of substrings that are in hash table is equal to 2 power k, right? We are going to return true. Otherwise, return false. So this is like a working reverse way. Basically, we are given with a substring, binary string, right? So try to generate all the substrings with length k, right? So how much time you are going to take to generate the substrings of length k? So you will go through starting from first character until n minus k characters, right? So you will be generating n minus k different substrings, right? So and finally the n minus k should be equal to the 2 power k, and then you'll say the true, otherwise you will say return false. Let's go ahead and look at the code for that particular algorithm also. It's pretty simple. We will go through the entire exact same concept that we discussed, right? So what we are doing is k is equal to 2, generate all the substrings of length equal to k, right? First thing, right? Go back. So now we have n is string length. So we have created a hash set which is distinct codes, right? So distinct binary codes, right? And int start is equal to 0. That's where we are starting. So now, so that start is what we are going to do. We are going to just increment the start. That's it, nothing much. This is actually just for the debugging purpose I have added. So if you would like, you can just comment this and go further. Yeah, so we just go further. I is equal to 0, I is less than n minus k plus 1. So remember, we are trying to look for all the substrings of length k, right? So in that particular case, what we go is, we have to go until length n minus k only, right? So n minus k plus 1 is the where we stop. So that means length until n minus k. So now we get the substring starting from I to k elements, right? So at every index, just get the k substring, right? And we put that substring into the hash table or a hash set, right? So that's how we are able to generate substrings, right? I to k elements, right? So now distinct codes will have all the distinct binary codes, just like we had in here, right? So even though we were able to generate more than 4 from this one, right? But when we put them into hash table, it became just 4 distinct. So that's what I'm calling the hash table as distinct codes. So the distinct codes count should be equal to 2 power k, right? So that's what we said, right? 2 power k, in this case k is equal to 2, 2 power 2 is 4, so 4 codes are available, right? So that's what we are checking. As long as the number of codes, distinct codes, is equal to 2 power k, we will return true, otherwise we will return false. This is just like working in a reverse way. So let's look at the time and space complexity for this particular algorithm, right? So what is the time complexity for this particular algorithm, right? So time complexity, we are going through this entire process of getting the substrings until n minus k times, right? 0 to n minus k. So that means time complexity will be order of n minus k. But in order to get a substring, how much time we spend? Obviously k, right? So n minus k into k, we will say, right? So into k, assuming that we are generating a string. And so that is the time complexity that we are going through entire thing, right? So that's what it is. So initially with the first approach it was 2 power k into n, but now we have brought down to n minus k into k. That is the time complexity. Space complexity. So what is the space complexity that we are using here? Are we actually using any extra space here? Yes, this is one, that is one variable, and there is a hash set that we are using to keep track of the distinct codes, right? So each code is of length k, right? So how many codes are there? Possibly 2 power k. So how much space we are using? 2 power k into k. That much space we are using, right? So time complexity for this particular algorithm is order of n minus k into k. Space complexity is order of 2 power k into k. So we can possibly reduce the space to 2 power k only. There is one more betterment that we could do if we want, right? If we really want, the space can be brought down. Space can be brought down, right, to 2 power k. 2 power k. How? If we reduce the length, since we are getting the string length, right? So don't store the string as such, but convert it to an integer and store. That means we will just get to order of 2 power k integers as opposed to 2 power k into k of strings, right? This is what we are saying in terms of strings. But once we convert and update few lines of code here, right, then our space complexity would be simply order of 2 power k, but not order of 2 power k to k. So there can be a small improvement made for this particular algorithm in terms of the space complexity, but time complexity, it will still remain same though, right? So time complexity will be still remain same, n minus k into k. So the only thing that we will be adding additionally is you are trying to convert the string to integer, right? So we will have to add that also into the time complexity for each number. So remember that also. So there will be a slight increase in the time complexity as well when you are trying to bring the space down, right? So if you have any further questions, please post them in the comment section below this video. I will get back to you as soon as I can. You can find the GitHub repository link for this particular code in the description below this video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please consider subscribing and also share among your friends as much as you can. Please click on the bell icon so that you will be notified about all my future videos. Thank you for watching. I will be back with another problem very soon. Till then, stay safe. Goodbye.